Hey guys, Brady here. Just got out of the shower, nice, fresh and clean, to review the new Ghostbusters movie. Yes, I know this movie's been out for about a month now, but I finally saw it with a friend of mine. And before I get on to this review, I'm going to say this. I was not paid by Sony. I wish I was. I really would love whatever amount of money they give me. If it's $50, fuck yeah, I'll be happy if I got $50 from them. But no, I didn't get paid or anything, or I'm not a sexist or anything. Give this movie a as honest as possible. And right off the bat, I thought this movie was a little bit better than Sausage Party. Sausage Party was a big fucking disappointment. Walking into this movie, I had a bit of a low expectations, but I still had some expectations for this movie to be enjoyable. And is it enjoyable? Yes. You'll have a lot of fun with this movie. The movie's shot well. It's the cinematography is great. Just stuff like that is really good. Did we need this movie? No. Is it a fun movie? It's fun for some scenes. Chris Hemsworth was funny, but they didn't. It wasn't as funny as people said. Oh, he wasn't as funny as people said he was. Like I was expecting him to be a lot funnier than he was in this movie. He didn't really have too much screen time in this movie. I thought the villain was okay. He's not the best villain. He's a pretty formulaic villain, weak too. Although the Jaws reference is good. Kristen Wiig is like, I'm not going to let you be like the mayor from Jaws, and he's like, how dare you compare me to the mayor from Jaws? I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, I think that was the best Jaws reference I've ever heard in a movie. Was it? Yeah. There isn't really many references to Jaws in movies. Although they were supposed to say you're going to need a bigger boat in this movie. Chris Hemsworth was supposed to say that's a joke, but I didn't hear that in this movie at all. So yeah. Anyway, so this movie follows Abby, Aaron, Holtzman, I think her name is, and Patty. And these four are the so-called Ghostbusters. They say this takes place 30-something years after the original, but this is a completely different movie. The original cast make appearances in this movie, but they play completely different characters. Like I think Ernie Hudson was Patty's uncle at the very end of the movie, and Dan Aykroyd was a cab driver, and what's his face, and Bill Murray was some paranormal, I guess, doctor or investigator or something like that. He played like Mark Heisman or something like that. Martin Heisman or something. Anyway, so yeah. You guys don't care about spoilers, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some spoilers into this movie. He gets thrown out the window by that ghost that stands on Patty's shoulder at the concert scene. Yeah, he gets thrown out the window. And it's funny because after that, Chris Hemsworth was like, funny, he went out the wrong door. I don't know why. I just laughed at that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the door is in the window, but whatever. So yeah, basically the mayor is trying to shut down the Ghostbusters because they're pretty much Men in Blacking this thing. They're like this. The mayor's always like, oh, what you saw, those were not ghosts. Those were there was something in the lake and you guys were hallucinating or some shit. That's pretty much his excuse throughout the movie. And nobody believes that there's ghosts in the world, so they have to go out into the world and bust them ghosts. And there isn't a lot of ghost busting in this movie. They usually save it to the end. And I will say this, the ending is a lot of fun to watch. I mean, just seeing them just pretty much fuck up ghosts is fun to see. They had like all these new gadgets. I thought the gadgets in the movie were pretty cool. And I thought the special effects were pretty fun to look at. The blue ghost, I thought that added to the cheesiness of this movie. People said it was cheap. I was one of the people like, well, it looks fun. It looks like it could be a fun movie. I mean, it definitely had that Goosebumps feel. You know, that movie that just came out in October. Yeah, October, the Jack Black movie. Yeah, it had that kind of vibe to it, in my opinion. And I really enjoyed Goosebumps, and I also enjoyed this movie. It's not a good movie. It's just there. It's a fun movie. If you liked Paul Feig's earlier films like Bridesmaids and Spy and Heat, or The Heat. I mean, you're gonna love. You might like this movie. It's uh definitely flawed, but it's not as bad as people made it out to be. People just completely overreacted with this movie. They made it seem like it was going to be the end of the world. They made it seem like it was going to be poisonous to cinema. Um, but I don't think this movie fucked Ghostbusters up at all. Um, sure, there were some things that they didn't need in there, like the queef scene that that everybody was talking about. They thought that was cringy. It wasn't as terrible as I was expecting. A lot worse than what they said in the movie. I was like, really? They had that kind of joke in that movie? And I right when the scene came out, I was like, oh, this is what people were complaining about. It wasn't even that big of a deal of a scene. It wasn't that terrible of a scene. It was just like a brief second of a. It was in a TV spot. It was when they're listening to the answer machine and you hear that. That's pretty much what it was, and they just said it's not a fart. It came from the front. That's People made a big deal out of that, but whatever. Um, yeah, there's this movie. I didn't hate myself watching this. I didn't get bored watching this like I did with Sausage Party. Sausage Party bored the hell out of me. Um, but this movie is just a fun hour and 50 minutes. I think it is. It's a fun time. Is it as good as the original Ghostbusters? No. Is it better than Ghostbusters 2? Yeah, kind of. It's a little bit better than Ghostbusters 2. Um, but by the way, save for the end credits, they have like all these weird bloopers and stuff. Actually, it's not really bloopers. It's scenes they showed in the trailer, or some of the scenes that they showed in the trailer, but they weren't even in the movie. So like, you know what? We'll just throw them into the end credits. So yeah, one of them was the bear trap thing that they showed in the trailer. Yeah, that wasn't even in the movie, just in the end credits. But yeah, I enjoyed I thought the special effects were fun. I thought the whole ending scene was great. I love the idea of the blue ghost. I don't know why, it just kind of interested me. Probably not a lot of people were interested. People were like, oh, it looks like a cheap Scooby Doo gag. I didn't care. I thought it was fun looking, well shot, well acted. Some of the jokes did not hit at all. There were quite a lot of misses, but there was actually really a lot of good hits too. Like the ones that hit really hit. Like you'll be laughing when you hear it. And some of the stuff was pretty stupid, but I can't lie, I laughed at like two or three of the stupidest scenes in the movie. I don't know why, but I just thought they were just hilarious for some reason. I don't know why. Just the way they did it in the movie, these two jokes in the movie, the way they said it in the movie, it just made me burst out laughing. One of them was when Bill Murray gets thrown out the window. But yeah. So this movie isn't offensive. It's not anything to be worked up about. I'm going to give Ghostbusters 3 stars out of 5. Yeah.